ladies and gentlemen. Now, with tomorrow's update, Super Awakening is coming to global, and to celebrate, I thought I'd put together a Google spreadsheet on who I believe are currently some of the best champions to Super Awaken. Because the two things you really want to be focusing on when thinking about who do I Super Awaken first is really PvP, so you can still get the gems, the coins, and also Tower of Trials as well. Those are the two modes of gameplay that kind of rely the most on Super Awakening if you want to get the most out of them, so you need to think about both of those when you're looking at who to Super Awaken tomorrow. So that would be my first bit of consideration there. So again, I've put together a list of just over 20 characters that I think are really, really good to Super Awaken for all sorts of various reasons. We got PvP, we got Tower of Trials, also Season 3 Knighthood Boss is an important consideration as well, because I know a lot of people are struggling, because the current Knighthood Boss, the Season 3 one, is tuned for Super Awakening. And then we also have just a bit of an indication of association value, because with Super Awakening, again, it's a lot more stats on the association, that's a lot more stats on the main character as well. So this is a bit of a rough guide here. Again, associations, you've got to kind of relate this to your account, because ideally you do need the 6/6 as well to get maximum benefit. And I understand that a lot of players, you know, unless you're spending thousands of dollars on the game every single month, are not going to have a 6/6 Lost Vein or Goddess Liz unless you've been really, really lucky. But again, going down the list, we do have some alternate association options as well, which we will talk about in a little bit. And then we got a general use tab, which basically talks about, you know, the general uses like final boss, story, all sorts of stuff that pops up, and like roughly how good the character is. But again, all of the characters on this list are pretty good in my opinion, and all very solid investments for various aspects of the game. So again, to start off, we got Lost Vein Meliodas and Goddess Elizabeth. Both of these characters are just crazy for like pretty much everything in the game. Like PvP, top tier, really good for Tower of Trials. There's lots of strategies that revolve around like Fraudrin and also the Blue Liz as well to instantly boost like Lost Vein's ult, so if you've got a fair few levels, and also 4-star Super Awakening. Again, you can just deal massive damage and one-shot tons of the stages there, so that can be very, very beneficial. Goddess Liz is just amazing for Tower of Trials as well, especially in Season 1 and Season 2. You don't need a high ult level on her, and she's really good to bring alongside Estarossa and also the red version of Gotha. But if you don't have Goddess Liz, Melascula, the red version, can be a suitable replacement for her, because you do have the immortality provided by Melascula to Estarossa, which is what you really want. Kind of the main goal of Goddess Liz is to help stall out the damage and just give Estarossa a bit more survivability and a bit more tankiness there. And if you do get to roll, it's, you know, quite nice in certain stages as well. But yeah, they're both amazing for PvP and also Tower of Trials. So if you've got either one of those characters, you probably already know they're a really, really good investment. Also, Derriere for Season 1 and I believe Season 2 of Tower of Trials can be really, really good. She shines a bit more in Season 1 with the right RNG, can be very useful for that final Escanor. But if he does get Cruel Sun merges and removes, her buffs, then that can be a little bit of a bad time. But Derriere, if you get the buffs going, the combo going, the evasion going, this character can be really, really mad for the right scenarios with good RNG, and sometimes that's what you need to just power through Tower of Trials. And also, there are certain tactics, man, that are currently in the works of Super Awakening for the Season 3 Knighthood Boss and Derriere, if you want to get a massive score, but also general use, man. Derriere is crazy for all sorts of bosses that pop up. Like most of the final boss reruns, she's just so incredibly good for. So if you've got her, you probably know how ridiculous Red Derriere is. However, one unit I would highly recommend investing in for the next 2 seasons of Tower of Trials, so we got this month and also next month, is the green version of Estarossa. This guy is just amazing. If you pair him with any version of Gotha and get the golden counters off, you just like clapping absolutely everything with a bit of lifesteal food as well. This man is regenerating like crazy. Also, one really good thing about Estarossa for Tower of Trials is his ultimate can be so clutch at the right point, because it completely absorbs the enemy's turn and then counters. So yeah, that is just absolutely game changing and can really swing back certain very annoying fights there. So yeah, Green Esterosa is probably like one of the best and most accessible free-to-play options for Tower of Trials for the first 2 seasons. Again, the second season I would say is a little bit harder in comparison to the first one, but he works really well for both of those. Then we've got the green Halloween Gotha and also the red Coin Shop Gotha, and both of these Gothas are absolutely outstanding for Tower of Trials, top meta in PvP. Really good for various teams and strategies when it comes to the Season 3 Knighthood Boss as well, and just amazing for their corresponding demons. So yeah, both of these are like amazing to have 4-star Super Awakened, but depending on your roster and teams that you're running in PvP, again, one might be better to take up than the other. I would say overall, I do prefer the red version for Tower of Trials, just because for certain stages, the attack disable is really good. Then moving a little bit down, we've got the Pierce trio of Lilia, Mega Rugal, and also Blue Demon Meliodas. Now, for the later seasons of Tower of Trials, these characters are insane, man. Season 4, they just clap so easily, and Season 5, like the first 20 floors, they just absolutely destroy, especially if you got like Sariel on the team as well. But yeah, they're really good for the later seasons. I think the first season is going to have a rule which prevents additional pierce damage being applied. So yeah, they might be a bit rubbish for Season 1, but some seasons, man, Pierce is really good for. And also, if you're looking to just get the milestones done on the Knighthood Boss, Pierce is also really good for that. This is what I'm using to farm it on my free-to-play account. But in terms of association, Lilia and Omega Rugal, they don't really have good association stats. However, Blue D Meliodas, I swear, has like an attack association with like most of the demons and commandments in the game. So many characters, and also the fact that you can put your UR Meliodas gear on him for association for additional value on geared scenarios is just really good. And also the fact that you can run, what is it, like a regular Meliodas, a Blue Demon Meliodas, and also Lost Vein Meliodas in associations. It's just crazy, and the stats on this man are really nice. So yeah, overall he's the best for association and general use, but really it's like if you want to commit to the Pierce team, these 3 are very good to upgrade. But even if you're not playing Pierce right now, he might be a good one to upgrade, just to the association value, because he can be again, very nice depending on which team you are running. And then going a little bit down, again, we got the 2 versions of King. We've got the blue and also the red one. So the blue one has some pretty good uses across the board, especially in PvP with the Goddess Liz and Lost Vein team. He's alright for Tower of Trials. I have seen like people make him work for certain stuff. I just don't think he's ever been like a top meta character, due to the fact that he doesn't really have too much control in Tower of Trials over some of the bigger bosses and encounters. He's got a very hard-hitting ult. Petrify doesn't work on a lot of the big fights you need it to work. So aside from that, he's really only got a small amount of single target damage and the heal, and they're just like better characters generally speaking for Tower of Trials. But again, overall, man, like Blue King, he does have his uses. He is a good character, and he's pretty fat stat wise as well if you've got a UR engraved set in terms of association. And the really good thing about King as well, if you do have like a 6/6 on him, is that all of his cosmetics, you can get like 5 UR pieces just by playing the game. There's loads of King cosmetics that constantly come out. So yeah, he's really good association value and just general value there. Also, Red King, again, if you are running PvP, Pierce is going to be a problem for the next few months. Like, Omega Rugal still claps cheeks, man, along with Blue D Meliodas and Lilia, when it does come to what is it, elite PvP? So yeah, Red King is still a very good backline investment, and if you've been very lucky on the Part 2 SSR tickets and have pulled lots of copies, again, very good for association as well. Also, Green Merlin, again, Alt Rush, very popular strategy at the moment, but also Merlin has great association value with characters like Escanor, Blue D Meliodas, and generally has very high stats as well, and is a character that's kind of like mid-level priority for UR gear, so a lot of people have her UR attack or maybe health set sorted out for association value. So yeah, Merlin's just a pretty good investment generally speaking. Okay for Tower of Trials if you're looking to Do like an alt rush strategy and have a bit of drain. Not really like the best option overall, but can work out for certain fights and scenarios. And then we got Green Escanor. I would say Green Escanor is like a little bit out of the PvP top meta at the moment. Again, he can work with like Zeldras and Kyo. He's pretty good, but at least in my opinion, like Monspeed is performing a lot better in comparison to Green Escanor when it does come to Kyo teams at the moment. And he's alright for certain stuff in Tower of Trials. He's not really like amazing or doesn't really stand out in comparison to Derriere or Estarossa, but again, because he's got fat stats, he's really good for an association character, and it's just amazing for a lot of story stuff as well. Like Green Escanor just you know, demolishes so much story and is very good for all sorts of bosses and challenges that do pop up as well. So yeah, still a really good character. And then we got Red Zeldras, man. I love the Red Zeldras and Kyo combo at the moment. It's just so damn good for single target burst teams, especially with Athena on the sub. So yeah, those teams are very, very powerful if you've got some half decent investment in the characters. So yeah, Zeldras and Kyo, at least in my opinion, are top tier. Serve a very solid function to countering alt rush teams at the moment. Zeldras as well is pretty good for Tower of Trials if you want a bit more stats on the Estarossa, can be used on the sub. Association as well, Zeldras has some really good stats and is very valuable for characters like, I think, Demon Meliodas, Lostfane Meliodas. I know he has the Lifesteal Association, and that one's really, really good, because 12% Lifesteal, when you're just cracking out like massive damage, is crazy for Lostfane. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite associations for Zeldras. But he does have, like, again, fat stats, so he's really, really good for a lot of different characters as well. And just generally speaking, he has a lot of control and damage that he brings to various scenarios, and again buffs up the commandment team quite significantly as well, so can be top tier in all sorts of scenarios there. And also Kyo, just crazy with the ignites, man. So many ignites, so many debuffs, so much damage mitigation, so much support and scaling for the entire team. So yeah, he's just fantastic for all sorts of stuff. Tower of Trials, maybe he should be promoted to pretty good, because if you can debuff the opponent and boss, like, again, fantastic value there. I think most of the more difficult bosses and scenarios can't be debuffed, at least to the best of my memory. So yeah, it really depends on, like, exactly what's going on in the particular fight as to whether or not he's going to be really, really good. But I haven't seen him, like, run too much in Tower of Trials there. So yeah, I can't give him, like, an outstanding recommendation just yet. And then we got Monspeed. Again, if you like the single target Kyo, Zeldras, Athena Burst team, Monspeed, I'm going to be super awakening him tomorrow, man. Very, very fun to play around with at the moment for clapping the Goddessless alt rush teams. Athena as well on the sub is so crazy good, man. I've got mad appreciation for Athena, especially in the last 2 weeks of global and PvP, but also on the Japanese version when I'm farming, I now run, what is it, Zeldras, Kyo, Sariel, and Athena on the sub, and it's kind of an enhanced version of the single target burst team with Monspeed, and it just works so well, man. It's really, really fun. Like, Sariel is just ridiculous, man. He's such a tank. There's so much damage output, and yeah, he just destroys everybody, so I've really been enjoying that team. But yeah, Athena's passive is crazy good on the sub, but again, her only, like, real exciting use is in PvP, so just if you need, like, a bit more combat class on that team. Also, we do have, if you want to run mono red, you've got the red version of Escanor and Arthur, and Escanor again has fat stats if you've got him 6/6 from the Platinum Coin Shop, so it can be a very valuable association character, and it's just generally like a pretty good champion as well for various scenarios. And Arthur, the really good thing about Arthur as well is he's a pretty cheap and accessible 6/6 character for association. Like, I got him 6/6 on my free-to-play account a couple of months back, and he's one of the only characters, because again, running a free-to-play account, it's really hard to get all the really good characters to 6 out of 6. So yeah, my Arthur is going to be getting 4-star Super Awakened for association purposes as well. So yeah, I look forward to that. But yeah, he's not bad for, like, mono red teams as well. And mono red in the right scenario can be very good. Climbing elite PvP with Pierce, mono red with, like, Red King on the back line is probably one of the teams I struggle the most against. And also running, like, a Kyo Zeldras single target burst team, if mono red gets the debuff immunity first turn and I can't apply ignites, my strategy is just completely dead in the water. So yeah, mono Mono Red, you know, it does have its uses. It's certainly not out of the meta yet, at least in my opinion, and probably won't be fully out of the meta for a while, because with sticky debuff characters like Green Easton and Festival King coming in, like if you are playing Festival King and Easton and you rely on debuffs and then Mono Red goes like straight into a gold buff first turn, it just completely kills your game plan. So there are a lot of future characters that are actually greatly screwed over by Gold Rush Arthur Mono Red. So yeah, it's actually not a bad team. And then we've also got Blue Giant Diane, again very good for the current Knighthood Boss if you're running like Matrona, Marmus, Goddess Liz Mono Blue team, and also because she's got fat stats, man. She's massive stats on Giant Blue Diane. If you do, for whatever reason, have her 6/6, she's a very valuable association. And then we got the green version of Meliodas, the counter Meliodas there, very good for his association. So many characters, like a ridiculous amount, have this man as their association with like the 280 attack bonus. So yeah, if you do get additional copies, man, he's not bad to invest in to 6/6, at least in my opinion. Because yeah, he can just be so valuable for like pumping up all sorts of characters like Kyo, for example, and getting the maximum performance out of them. And generally, you know, he's a pretty good champion, has some good uses in Training Cave, and occasional fights that will come up. You know, you can exploit the counter damage on him, but if you are looking for a super cheap unit to invest in, again, Blue Meliodas is the same character essentially as Green Meliodas, and I understand a lot of free-to-play and budget players won't have a 6/6 Green Meliodas, so the blue one does work quite nicely, and I still use the Blue Meliodas as association even on my whale account, because I still don't have 6/6 Green Meliodas. So yeah, that is a little bit unfortunate there, but again, you know, just focus on the characters that are going to help benefit you in Tower of Trials and PvP, going to give you more opportunities to get more gems for more summons for more coins, and also Tower of Trials for more resources, more Super Awakening coins, because the rewards are absolutely mad in there. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you did enjoy today's spreadsheet, and if you did, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below on which characters you're going to be Super Awakening first, and are there any characters that deserve to be on this list that I missed out today? Let me know how wrong I am and how terrible I am in the comment section below. But aside from that, if you did enjoy, please do smash that like button. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.